Hey guys, welcome. So in today's lesson, I'm going to talk you through the key elements of a high converting sales page, right? And for you as a business online, a sales page is literally like the storefront or the store if you're an in-person business, okay? So how you display your product, how you talk to the customer in the store, how the front of the store looks, the location, they're variables that are going to come into play with the sales page. And just like in real life, in person, if your store is out of stock, it doesn't show the products well, it's dirty, it's dark, you don't have a good sales team on the sales floor, and it's in a bad location, the prices are all off, like all of those variables, no one would buy, right? That store would go out of business. And that's kind of more obvious to most people than the sales funnel or website, okay? And as you know, me, I don't really like websites. Websites don't make you money, they just look good. But funnels make you money. So just think about that as a funnel, right? Like a lot of people have an ugly funnels, like white funnels that are just white with text, can convert if they're built by and written by world-class copywriters, because the copy is so important. And that's why you don't need to be a designer to make these funnels, especially as we use and recommend ClickFunnels for people getting started, because it's almost like Microsoft Word, and you can drag and drop, and I can build in there. A lot of my staff that are non-tech can build in there. But yeah, so the funnel is so important, and if you get that wrong, then it doesn't matter what you do on the Facebook ad side or the Google side, or if you're a big Instagram celebrity, like the funnel is going to make or break it, just like the store would on an in-person business. And that's why, we're spending so much time working on your funnel before we even talk about ads, okay? Because this is so important. So with that being said, let us dive in. I'm going to basically walk you through like the key elements I always use on sales pages in copy. Bear in mind, I've generated millions and millions of dollars writing copy for myself. And now I have, full-time copywriting team that have generated, like one of them's generated $250 million in copy. And I have some friends that have generated over $1 billion from their copy that I work with and train with as well, okay? And just to clarify too, we charge $10,000 to write a page. Some of my friends that are even better than me at copy, like they're 20-year copywriters, they can charge up to $50,000 to write a sales page copy and upsell copy. And you probably think, well, that's ridiculous. Who pays that? The people that pay that are big marketers like me, Grant Cardone. Like, we understand how important copy is, so we will pay that money because we know, take someone like Grant Cardone. I'm not saying he has or has, but just say someone at his level, right? And someone that famous. If he launched and did $4 million off a big funnel, right? If the copy converted better from a world-class copywriter, that 4 million would be 7 million, right? So to someone like him, paying 50 grand to have that jump in conversion rates is a no-brainer. So whether you're just starting out or you're super advanced, copy is so important. That's why I'm spending a lot of time on the psychology and everything like that. It's going to put you miles ahead. Like, I learned copy myself over 4 years. I never took these sort of courses that like teach me it. So just bear this in mind when you're building your pages out. Of course, you're not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, maybe at my level when I've done it for nearly 10 years now. But even if you get 50% close, it's going to be a million times better than if you hadn't taken this course, right? Or you tried to do it yourself. Or you hired a copywriter for $20 an hour. Because any world-class copywriter is going to charge, or any good copywriter is going to be at least $50 to $100 an hour. So that's why it's better to learn yourself to start. And then, like me, once I started doing $1 million plus, I hired an in-house copywriter. So to start, we have the top banner, okay? The bit above the fold. And this is the bit, this is the bit that kind of, when you land on the page, you normally, if you land on any of my funnels, for example, or any other funnels on social media or Facebook, they have a big bold headline and they have a sub-headline, okay? And this is, again, if you hire a world-class copywriter, they can spend a day working on this. They will literally do like 20 headlines, 20 sub-headlines, play around with it, revisit it. And I'm just emphasizing that so you understand how important it is, right? You don't have to spend a day. I spend 30 minutes to an hour on it now. When I started, I didn't even spend that long on it. But it is super important, because what you don't realize is probably about 80% of people that land on your page within 10-20 seconds have quit, okay? And that decision to stay on the page or quit, guess what that is dictated on? It's dictated on this top banner above the fold, okay? And when we say the fold, it's like, imagine you open it on a laptop or on your mobile phone. It's everything you see in that first image before you have to scroll. So you really need a big, bold, strong headline, okay? That headline wants to draw people in. And normally it's kind of controversial or very catchy. Like a bad headline most of the time, unless you're someone super famous, would be, you know, a bad headline would be like, welcome to my brand name, right? So welcome to Uber.com. So those headlines suck for kind of copywriters and for us guys that are just selling on the internet. If you're Uber, then you don't need a headline about, you know, get a private car in 5 minutes or less, half price than a taxi, right? But if I was starting Uber from the ground up, that's what my headline would be, to draw people in. And your headline needs to be like that, okay? More like benefit driven and catchy. And then following the headline, you have a little longer but smaller subheadline, and that kind of, you know, benefits, like talks about the benefits or the life-changing kind of aspect of your program, or it talks about pain points, okay? So, you know, how my proven system can help you achieve XYZ, or how my proven system can help you lose 20 pounds in 20 days, all from the comfort of your home, okay? So, the best way to learn headline and subheadline is to just go and look at like 20-30 pages, okay, and look at the copy on those 20-30 pages that like high converting funnels, and kind of you'll just kind of learn. And obviously when you're, you know, if you're starting out, say you're writing a sales page to sell supplements, or you're trying to sell, you know, anything, right, real estate, go find like the top 3 guys that understand digital marketing in your space, that are using funnels and have like high-level copywriters, or they're really experienced themselves, and just watch what they do and model it, okay? Don't copy. We never want to copy. It's unethical. But you can, you know, you can watch it, right? You can kind of watch what they're doing, look what they're doing, and structure it in a similar way and use their ideas. So like I said, big clear headline, subheadline kind of re-verifies the top headline and adds extra benefits, and it must be optimized for mobile, and it must fit above the fold before someone scrolls down, for example. Next is the story. So the story is like really important, and this can be like one section under the fold, just one normal section, or if, you know, it's long copy, some sales pages will be 10 pages of the story, okay, and it'll have lots of different aspects of copy within that story. I'm sure you've seen those pages that are 20 pages long. They're kind of written with story, with some education, with some like controversial topics, like why what you've been doing in the past doesn't work, here's why, and here's blah 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 how my stuff helps, right? And you might think, oh well, who actually reads that, who actually converts when it's 20 pages? But I can tell you, you know, a lot of the pages that do tens of millions of dollars are 20-30 pages long, because it's by a world-class copywriter that can write copy that's engaging enough to make someone read it. And remember, on a page you're only really going to convert 2, 3, 4, 5% of people, right, that visit it. You're not converting 100% or 50% of people. So it's not a case of, oh well, no one's going to buy it. You only need 3 in 100 people to buy it, and that's like average or good. So the people that are reading those 20 pages, they're the 3 or 5 people that are going to buy that product out of every 100, okay? So like I say here, for the story, it's got to cast the reader into that story. Like world-class copywriters are like, you know, book writers, right? Like J.K. Rowling that did Harry Potter, for example. It was so famous as a book because it literally would cast the reader into this world, wizarding world, for example. And that's what your copy has to try and do with the reader. It's got to hit on their emotional pains, and it's got to resonate with them. Like I said, it's got to send them into this kind of train of thought of like, oh yeah, that's me, I see that, okay, yeah, I've done this in the past. And it's got to kind of convert them into another realm, so everything around them in their life shuts out and all they're focused on is your sales page. At some point, you know, when you're writing the copy, and this is a little more advanced copywriting, but you're not supposed to go from you're not supposed to go from, for example, loads of deep emotion and negativity about the pains, and then all of a sudden go into like all the benefits and all the positivity. Okay, so if your page is kind of written about all the pain points and issues the reader has, don't just kind of keep flipping from pain to like positivity to pain to positivity. Okay, the idea is that you basically focus on one of the two for most of the sales page. So if you're going to kind of go a little negative and talk about all the issues and emotion and how they're struggling, you've got to keep with that theme for most of the page. If you're going to talk about how you're going to transform their life, how they're going to be so much happier, blah blah blah, that's fine, but you want to keep that positivity theme throughout the page. Okay, so deeper into the story, you probably want to touch about how they failed in the past, how it's not their fault. So talking about, like it's okay that you failed, right? Lots of my customers or people that bought my product have failed in the past. It's not your fault, it's going to happen, but here's the solution. At some point you might intro you and maybe how you failed for years. Okay, that's a really popular way to write copy. Your story, your origin story, or the origin story of the brand. This brand was born because I struggled with weight loss for 20 years. So you've got to talk about the story and how, bringing yourself in, maybe how you failed in the past many times, or how that was the brand. A lot of times brands are born out of a need of the creator, right? So maybe you couldn't lose weight for 10 years and then you finally did because of this one solution, became a personal trainer, for example, okay? Or say you have a car dealership for entrepreneurs. Say, for 10 years you were an entrepreneur, always trying to get these exotic cars and couldn't find good leases that you could write off for tax. So in the end you created this system where now you can get Lamborghinis and write it off for tax, and now you're helping other entrepreneurs do the same, okay? A lot of the time the origin story comes from you, and that's fine. Just introduce that, and again, you're going to resonate with the reader better that way. From in general, for the whole sales page, you've got to keep the reader engaged. Every line, so like line to line, what world-class copywriters teach is the line above should sell them to read the line below, okay? And if you just do that 1,000 times in your sales page, you have a sales page that will convert, or a funnel that convert, okay? So what I usually do in copywriters when we're writing pages is write it all and then reread it and like attack it, cut down on the page, like any sentence that isn't like wow and doesn't want you to make, doesn't make you want to read the sentence below, either fix it or delete it, okay? So you're trying to get super lean on these sales pages, so all the input is super valuable, right? Whereas when you write blogs or websites, half the time you don't even reread it. It's all waffle. It's not well thought through. So it has to be different here. And finally, build trust in that story, right? Make sure you resonate with the reader, the avatar. Make them build trust with your brand and with you. And ultimately, if they don't trust you because it's an online business, they're not going to buy, okay? It's way easier to trust someone in a store when you meet them for 10 minutes than it is online, right? Next section is the benefits. So the benefits is now like you've done the story, you've got an introduction, okay, and that could be half a page, or 4 pages. It depends how long the copy needs to be, how good you are at writing the copy, how much you have to tell. And again, read my pages, read top pages, find top pages in your industry and model them. And then you're going to talk about the benefits, okay? So now you've kind of introduced the idea of you being a solution, and you don't even have to talk about the product right away. You might still keep the product secret here. You might not. Totally okay to do both, depending on how you've written it. But you might talk about, I discovered this amazing system and had all these amazing benefits, right? You could have a headline like that. This system I've described above, just in 4 weeks of using it, these were the benefits I got. And you haven't even introduced the product right now. No one knows what it is. But now if you write it like that and bullet point all the benefits, everyone's like, oh my God, what is this? Like, is it a supplement? Is it a machine? Is it a diet? So you don't always have to have introduced the product here. So when you write this, you can do it as bullet points. It works really nice. Or you can do, like, if you're a little more designy, you can just use photos with a headline above it. So if you imagine on a page, like 4 photos next to each other, and they each have a headline of the benefit above them, okay? And that way it's just more visual, right? Some people are visual learners, so adding in photos of, like, that describe the benefit is gonna help, okay? And it just keeps the page a little more engaging. And like I said, make sure these benefits, so there's a this course was planned out each stage, right? So I had you do that avatar worksheet because now this should become easy, because you've already written down all the pain points of the avatar. So now you're just going to flip it and write the benefits to fix those pain points, okay? So these are real benefits to cover the pain. So if their pain is they have no energy to play with their kids, the benefit is more energy for daily life, to play with your family and sport. Okay, so they're very specific. Don't just make them up, because that doesn't, like anything in life, if you don't put in the effort, you won't get the results. You've got to make sure this is very specific and thought out. So next is testimonial social proof. This, if you take anything away from this module today, this course today, or my whole course, is you can't go wrong with testimonials and social proof. I've seen very poor funnels and pages and even whole businesses make millions of dollars because they just had 50 pieces of testimonials, social proof, and results, right? So you literally can't go wrong if you can get a ton of this. If you haven't got a ton of this, go give whatever you're doing to 10 friends. Say, hey, it's a beta, it's free. My only ask is after 2 or 4 weeks, if you love the product, you give me a video and written testimonial, okay? That, like doing that, will maybe make you tens of thousands of dollars back from being able to utilize it, okay? And literally, like, we had one client sign up with us, with our agency this week, $50K contract, 15 grand a month, and a big business, beauty business. First thing we did was sent out emails to his whole buyers list, and we asked for video testimonials for $100 store credit, right? And that was like, we could have done anything. We could have built a new funnel, we could have ran ads, nothing. That was the first thing I said, team, this is all we're gonna do in week 1, because this will be worth tens of thousands of dollars for us in the next 4 months and year of scaling his brand, okay? So email your list, ask your friends, ask current customers, ring them. It doesn't matter. You need 5 or 10. It's going to transform every single landing page you do. Every time you try and advertise or sell, the results will be profound if you have testimonials and social proof. And so when they get to this section, it's 2 sections in or so, 3 sections in. At this point, they're already entertained by the idea. You've got them. If they're this far down and they've not quit, remember, only 10-20% are probably going to get this far down. But they're now entertained by you, the idea, the benefits, right? But they still lack trust. They probably saw a Facebook ad or clicked your Instagram. They don't really know who you are. You could be some sleazy salesman on the internet. So what's going to bring that to life is real people and real results and real social proof, okay? It's your most powerful marketing technique. Throw them in. Results of screenshots work well. Results from like Facebook comments or groups work really good, or emails, because they're real, right? Try and avoid just like writing a testimonial and a name, because they look so fake. So if you do write it out with a headline or a title, that's fine, but try and get a real photo that doesn't look like a stock photo. And even better is video. We try and do video for our big clients and myself, because you can't fake a video, okay? A 2-minute video, you can't fake it. So it just resonates way more. And we'll still write it out next to the video. If you go to my homepage, for example, roimachines.com, that is the best way, in my opinion, to display testimonials, because it has a video with headline, and then we pull out the most powerful copy, because some people don't want to watch a video, right? So even when glancing it, we have like that really attention-grabbing copy, and because they see a video next to it, they might be like, okay, I don't need to watch the video, I trust it because there's a video right here next to it. And there's the real bonus if you and this is how we kind of craft the emails when we ask for testimonials, is we try and make them speak to a big pain point. So, again, say your biggest pain point is it's a overweight dad that can't lose weight and he wants to play with his children, but he can't. He's too overweight, has no energy, gets out of breath. One of the testimonials you would want to get is from that exact avatar, how you helped a dad lose 30 pounds and get fit again so he could play with his kids, and the title would be how Bob lost 30 pounds and started, could run around with his children again, or his family life's never been better, okay? So the testimonials you're trying to get are trying to cover pain points. It's obviously hard to do that by asking them, but just say, hey, can you cover these 2 or 3 issues you had before working with me and how your life changed when working with me or when taking my product or using my service? And you can never have enough. Don't get complacent. Like, for my fitness business, I mean, I have a tab on rudymoore.com. That fitness business still runs. And I had, you have to go check it out. There's literally over 150 testimonials. I created an SOP, like a process in my business, that every week my team had like a number of testimonials they had to get from clients and members, okay? And that's because I know how key it is. And like I said, make sure they're real photos, like Facebook photos, not stock photos, and videos work best. Okay, so calling out your avatar. So now you've basically made it clear on the benefits, who you are, the story. You've shown lots of results. Now they're wondering if they can get those results. And if this program, it sounds amazing. They've seen the benefits. They've seen the real life tangible results from testimonials. But now their big question is, well, will I get those results? Okay. So now your job is to call out the avatar in a section. You're going to basically show them that it's for them. Okay. So you're going to confirm that those results and those benefits are exactly for that avatar, okay? And again, you see now, hopefully, why we spent a whole section on the avatar, because everything relates back to it, right? Now you've already got this ready. If I didn't do that section before with you, then you wouldn't know what to do here, right? Or it wouldn't be high quality. So basically you're going to do a small section and just describe your avatar. And now you know your avatar better than 99.99% of businesses because of the activity we did. So start listing those traits, say this is perfect for women over 40. This is perfect if you watch Netflix every night and you're trying to break that habit. This is perfect if you shop at Whole Foods because you care about your health. See how in depth you can get here? This is perfect if you failed before doing XYZ and you know what diet, say 80% of your avatar on Weight Watchers. This is perfect for people that failed Weight Watchers before. And you can get so in depth that, the person reading it's like, oh my God, they're speaking to me. That's what they need to say, right? They want to be saying, oh my God, that is me, And if you can do that, if you can get them saying that, you're going to get way higher conversion rates because they're going to be like, he's speaking right to me through a computer, okay? And then, like I said, there's some kind of extra bonus points if you can basically show examples of the avatar by a testimonial or by a photo, right? So you could, talk about who it's perfect for, and then you could have another section like, you're probably right, just like Joanne. And Joanne was this, middle-aged single mom who struggled with XYZ, and then her life changed. So you could slot in a testimonial or two here as well. And they're like, oh my God, I am just like Joanne. And if Rudy's product worked for Joanne, it's got to work for me, right? So yeah, that's calling out the avatar. Not a big section. Should be very easy for you because we already did the work. So what's included? So now they're like, okay, they're kind of sold on everything, right? They're sold on the concept. They've got lots of testimonials and social proof. They know it's for them because you called them out. You've told the story. They've seen all the benefits. They're reassured from all the testimonials. So now they're like, okay, so what do I actually get? How does this work? Okay, so this is where you bring in the product, the solution, you talk about how it works. And this is basically like, your offer stack, right? So again, we've already done this work, so this is already done for you, okay? So they're sold on the concept, they're excited, they want to know what it is. You place in your offer stack here, we've already gone through it, so this should already be carved out. You just got to wow them with value, everything I said in the offer stack, what they get. Basically make it feel to them like this is a ridiculous deal that if I don't buy now, I'm stupid, okay? Because, most people, if they quit today on this page, they're never going to come back. So that's why you want to make it like such a crazy deal that it becomes a no-brainer. and try and verify the ROI, you know? So if they're trying to lose weight, the ROI is it worth $30 to lose 30 pounds? Then yeah, of course it is. Is it worth $30 to be able to play with your children again and have fun with them, and have better energy every day and reduce disease risk? Well, yeah, 99.9% of people are going to say yes to that, okay? And you can also, you know, you don't have to, we don't do this often, but say you're an e-commerce brand or you're an in-person store and you have a rival store across the road. You can compare to that, like, hey, you know, competition A, and everyone knows who it is, only gives you this and this. I give you this and this, which is better, and these 4 other things, and I'm cheaper, and I have hundreds of results, right? Who are they going to buy from? They're going to buy from you. Okay, so now we're going to future cast. So the idea behind future casting is they've seen everything. They know, you know, that there's a solution. They know the product. They're sold. So now you're going to try and just help them future cast their life when they use your product. So just a small section of copy. You know, the headline could be simply, just imagine ... You know, how when you use my 90-day weight loss system, how you can once, you know, in just from 30 days, you're going to look visibly smaller in the mirror. You're going to have to go out and buy new clothes. You're going to be able to run around with your kids like you could 10 years ago. Your husband's going to walk in through the door and go, wow, there's my hot wife again, that he hasn't said for 10 years, right? You're trying to future cast all the benefits of how this product, service, and the buying decision today will work and how their life will change. Like I said, go into the deep emotion. If someone's trying to come to you to lose weight because their husband's, you know, doesn't find them attractive and they've not had sex for 5 years, you know, the future castings, imagine that you're, you know, and this is what world-class copywriters do, right? Imagine that you know, your husband opens the door to the bedroom in 30 days and he you know, he grabs you and pushes you on the bed, and that's not happened for 5 years. It might sound stupid, but that's world-class copy that makes millions of dollars, okay? That you're really going into depth. So, you know, or just imagine your son crying last year because he couldn't play sport with you because you were too tired, you had your knees hurt because you're 40 pounds overweight, and imagine those tears in your son's eye, but imagine that never happens again. Imagine his smile next summer when you're playing baseball with him and you're running around the park with him and you have the best summer since he was ever born, and your relationship grows so much deeper, okay? That is future casting, and that is really strong copy, and that is what will make someone convert. And then just explain they have a few options, okay? So they can either do nothing, stay the same, and re-emphasize basically how bad their life will be with those pains if they do that. And then, you know, and they'll stay the same, or they can progress, okay? So they can progress and their life can change. So the 3 options are do nothing and get worse, do nothing and stay the same if you're lucky. Most of the time stuff gets worse, right? Financial issues, lifestyle, dating, marriage, health and fitness. Most of the time, if they don't do anything, we all know in most of those scenarios that life's going to get worse, not better. They're not going to all of a sudden win $1 million or lose 50 pounds or their marriage all of a sudden gets fixed. You know, in life, we have to take action to fix something. So most of the time, they're actually going to go backwards if they don't make a decision to go forwards today with you. And just re-emphasize that to them. Like, don't be that guy in a year that looks back and your son's crying on the park bench again because you couldn't play with him. Okay, so get into that emotion and future cast. So the price and price justification. So, you know, all of your previous work above in this funnel is now dictated by this section, right? The price. So there's like a saying in copy that price is never the objection if you've done a good enough job selling. So if price is the objection, like for your product, it's normally because you've not sold them enough above, and everything I've taught you, you've not done a good enough job of. Now, most of the time, if you follow everything I've taught you, you're going to have done a good enough job. Normally, price is an issue when you have an e-commerce Shopify store, you have a product image, 5 bullet points, a headline, and a buy now button, right? And let's admit it, if you own an e-com store, that's probably what 99% of you are doing. If you're selling health and fitness or personal training, you're probably doing the exact same thing with a different style website, okay? If you're selling cars, exact same thing. You have a car, you have 5, 10, 20 pictures, you have some details about the engine that 85% of us don't care about, and you have the price. You don't talk about how this, Lamborghini or this car, that whatever car it is. You don't talk about the emotion, how owning a Lamborghini puts you in the top 0.1%. You drive down the street, everyone turns heads. You open the car, you step out the door, and sat behind you is your $250,000 of proof of success for the last 10 years of sleepless nights, the bankruptcy you had 7 years ago, the ex-wife that didn't believe in you. Okay, that would make good copy and sell a Lamborghini, right? So you see the difference. So price is always the biggest objection if not sold correctly. If you've done a good job, price won't be a big objection, right? And that's why you're verifying in the offer stack how they're basically stealing from you. This is a no-brain solution. And as long as you have enough social proof, then you've sold them that this will work. They have the power of belief. And remember, no matter how good your copy is, if you don't have testimonials and social proof, you can only go so far, because they never trust you like they trust their avatar, right? So Michelle in Arizona that lost 30 pounds trusts Jennifer in New York that lost 30 pounds. She doesn't trust you, the personal trainer that's 25 years old, sat behind his computer. So remember, that's why that's so important, because it's external verification from someone like them, okay? Next, guarantee. So online, we always want to try and have a guarantee, okay? Just because they don't know who you are. They have that. Even with social proof, there's a risk involved, okay? So that guarantee shows them that you're genuine, that they can try it out, that you're not trying to scam them. It normally comes right before or right after the price section. And one of my good marketing friends that's been in this space over 10 years and done millions and millions of dollars, one thing he said to me early on, like 6 years ago, that always stayed with me, it's great advice, is make your guarantee so bold that it actually scares you a little. Like, oh my God, this is kind of ridiculous. I'm going to get taken advantage of. And you will, but you'll only get taken advantage of by 1% of people, but it's going to make 30% more buy, right? So if you do the maths on that, it's still a 30x return, even if a couple of bad people take advantage of it. They use the product and refund it because they're scammers, but they're always going to be miserable and poor and sad people. So don't let them affect you. And the benefit is you're actually going to sell to 10 times or 3 times more people and help hopefully thousands of people that need your help, right? And like it says here, even with the guarantee, you'll make far more in revenue than you'll lose from those scammers and people claiming that refund. Make it clear, simple, and strong. Most of the time we do refunds where we're not just going to refund you if 4 days in or a week in you're like, oh, I changed my mind. That's not how. You don't buy something from the store and then start using it. You don't eat half a loaf of bread and say, oh, I don't like the bread anymore, okay? It's not how life works, but you can, have a very clear that if you try the 30 days, you don't get results, you've shown me you've watched it and used it all, and you've actually tried it, then sure, you can have your money back. Because if you have a great product, it's not going to happen for 99% of people, and the scammers are the ones that buy it, read it all, or take your supplement, or get a week in and then change their mind, okay? And a really cool, I've done this with a lot of businesses, like, the supplement business, they all have refunds, right? Clothes, you can refund. But if you're in an industry or have a product or service where people don't normally do it, like, that is so much opportunity for you. Be the first person to do it, because you will stand out, and that's a big hook. That I offer a guarantee. No one else does that. No other Lamborghini dealership in Florida, you can't buy a Lamborghini from any of them and bring it back in a month. But for me, because I know you're going to love your Lamborghini, you can bring it back in a month if you're not happy. And figure out how to do it. You can even put your price up 10%, because that refund guarantee will be so powerful, and then mathematically over a year you'll actually have made more money because the amount of refunds will be so small, right? So you can figure out how to get it done. It's going to boost your sales, and it's actually a great advantage for you if you can figure out how to do it in an industry where people don't normally do it. And then we normally fill in some more social proof here. So there's, again, never enough social proof, right? They're close to buying, they're ready to buy, they're maybe just scrolling the rest of the page to see if there's anything else, and just reassure them. And, now price is top of mind. So again, a video testimonial or a couple of testimonials like, this is the best $50 I ever spent, or I bought Lamborghinis for 25 years from 8 dealerships and this was the best buy, So use those testimonials to like clarify price, clarify the buying decision, and have them focused on that. Whereas a testimonial like way higher on the page, like section 3, what we talked about, saying this is the cheapest product ever, this is the best $40 I ever spent, isn't that powerful, because you're not even in your sales page at a part where they know how much it is, right? So if you go and put it's $40, the customer's like, now, oh, what's $40? I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's how much it costs. It could actually do more harm than good in some ways. Whereas when they're higher up, they're still kind of figuring out the pain points, they're resonating, they're looking at the benefits. So those sort of testimonials are better higher up. And then when you get lower down around price, they're already sold on like benefits, okay? You don't need necessarily, it'll still work and help, but you don't need a benefit testimonial that's like, yeah, this helped me lose 20 pounds. Like, you've already shown them that they're going to lose lots of weight. You have benefits. You have other people talking about it on top. You now probably will be a stronger testimonial. Like I said, that would still help, but a stronger testimonial would be, I hired 8 personal trainers before. This guy's the best, even if he's $100 more than everyone else, right? So having stuff around what's in their top of their mind right now is much stronger. And then, like I said, you just clarify the options now. So it's similar to the section above, but it's more of a bullet point, because they're at the bottom of the page right now. This is the end. So if they get to this part and they've still not clicked to buy, you just got to be bold with them. Look, guys, you're here. This is a solution. It's guaranteed. There's no risk. You really have 3 options. You go backwards, stay the same, or progress. You know, be blunt. Say you've got to act now. Push on the pains a little, and then we normally have another like buy now button under this part, so they don't have to scroll back up a couple of sections. To finish, we have an about and an FAQ section, and sometimes the about section's higher if you're more of like a personal brand or a celebrity. But if you're like a big brand, then people don't care about your brand as much as you probably hate to hear that. I thought everyone used to care about me and my brand, but people are selfish. They care about themselves and how you can help them. So, you know, I had an about section higher up near the end because, you know, back in my fitness business, I got pretty famous in there. I trained Navy SEALs, Olympic athletes, Hollywood celebrities, movie stars, like a guy out the Avengers. So that's worth it for me to have an about section, right? NBA basketball players. So now it's worth it. But back 5 years before that, when I was, you know, a personal trainer and hadn't trained anyone famous, then there's nothing to add. You're like everyone else. The only thing that's going to differentiate you to the other 10 million personal trainers is really strong copy and testimonials, which is why I'm telling you to put this about section at the bottom and don't let your ego get to you and put it at the top like most people do. I mean, if you go check your website now and your social media, unless you're famous, your social media and your website shouldn't be about you, but I bet every social media post is about you, and I guarantee your website is mainly about you, right? It's none of the copy that we've just learned, and hopefully this is a light bulb moment, and this is going to change your life and business, right? And don't worry, we all, you know, I went through it, and you're learning way earlier than I probably did, right? I learned this the hard way, now I'm teaching you it. But yeah, so the about section is time to brag a little about you and your business. You want to resonate with them, right? So if you're not famous in your space or haven't trained movie stars and the Navy SEALs like I have, it's okay, but the spin should be, because I was advertising to 40-year-old women, so I could never say, yeah, I was once a 40-year-old woman that was 50 pounds overweight. It doesn't work like that. But if you can't become an expert, then the better way is to resonate with them, right? So like maybe you went through what they're going through. An absolute worst case, a good way to do this is, say you still can't do that because you're not your avatar. Talk about how you worked with the avatar and it inspired you to help millions of people. So say, again, personal trainer, say you're 25 years old and your avatar is a 50-year-old woman. Talk about, just having the about section about how you train Michelle, who was this 50-pound woman who couldn't play with her kids, her husband wasn't sexually attracted to her anymore, their marriage was on edge, and you helped fix all that, and it was like, wow, this is like what I'm meant to do in life, and now you're here today helping others, right? So you can still wield a lot of like copy into that about section. And that kind of covers that passion element, right, in the next bullet point. And like I said, always establish yourself as an expert, right? And I get it, like 7 years, 8 years ago, I couldn't establish myself as an expert in marketing or in fitness. So I had to work very hard to do that. But I've just discussed, there's other ways to still build a good about section until you become an expert. But always work on becoming an expert in your space, right? It's going to help. And like I said, don't waffle. Don't let your ego. No one wants to hear about, how you played sport for 30 years and you climb mountains and you go on vacations and all your friends like you, and they don't care. They care about themselves and how you can help them, okay? And finally, FAQ. So cover all the pain points here. So this is a good way to, like, everyone that doesn't get copy and marketing writes boring FAQs, okay? Even massive websites. But FAQs is another chance to sell. So cover all the pain points as a question, literally as your avatar. Take them from the avatar worksheet. So the 5 top questions could be, I have low energy and I can't play with my kids. Will this work for me? And then you tell them why it will work. My husband doesn't find me attractive and I've gained so much weight I have no confidence. Can this help? ? Okay? You can build those pain points into the FAQ. You have the strongest FAQ section on the internet in your space, trust me. And it will make you a lot of money. Cover the guarantee. Is there really 100% guarantee on this? How does it work? Elaborate on it more. Destroy price objections. If price is still an issue in the head, talk about, is £100 a lot for this program? No, it's not a lot. You get $12,000 worth of value, and if you still think this is a lot, is $100 worth it to be able to play with your kids again and have confidence, and your kid not cry next summer and have tears of happiness instead because he's playing with you on the park? What are those memories going to be worth to you in 40 years on your deathbed, okay? Is it going to be worth $100? If not, exit now because you're not my ideal customer, right? But if you write that to anyone that's really suffering pain and is sold on your product is going to buy, okay? And again, that you see why it's so important to understand our avatar and the pain, because you could never do that if you didn't understand all those issues that they have, okay? Lower down in the FAQ, cover technical logistical barriers. Is it a PDF? Is it how many calls do we get? How does it work with the coronavirus? Can we still do it with the coronavirus? Do I need to speak perfect English? Do I, all those kind of logistical stuff. And you can make this long and in-depth, but just have clickable drop-downs. That's easy to do on ClickFunnels. So it's like easily navigatable, and have big, bold headlines for the question, right? So they can scan and just stop at their question. The idea is it's not a big essay that they read everything that doesn't relate to them. So that's it on the sales page side. I really hope that helped. I'm going to walk through now a couple of my sales pages. You don't have to watch this, you've got a ton of info there, and this is probably going to take you some time. This is a big section, right? Because this is building your sales page. It's going to make or break your business. So I would recommend rewatching this a few times. And as you rewatch it, write out the section, maybe break them down, come back, watch that section, and make sure you covered everything. And at the same time, I'm going to go through a couple of sales pages quickly, some that have done millions of dollars, so you can kind of see how this comes together in real life. Okay, so here's the first page. So this is one of my social media marketing courses. Most of you probably haven't seen this because we kind of sell this when people actually ask to want to build an agency like I did. So I basically took everything I did building a multi-million-dollar agency into a program to teach other people, gave them all my systems, my sales scripts, everything I learned, right? So we have a big bold headline, okay? So I'm finally giving away, because I actually didn't give this away for a long time. I built my agency to millions, 40 staff, and didn't give any of this away. And it's a proven social media marketing and Facebook ad blueprint, and then we're kind of adding social proof I used to build a world famous marketing agency and live an ultimate lifestyle, because for about a year I was traveling without a house, traveled the world, spoke at events, ran a big agency doing millions of dollars. And then here's the subheadline, right? So exact same steps, scripts, systems, funnels I used to create my own seven-figure freedom lifestyle business. I'm giving it away to you so you can start your own agency, hit 10K a month, or take your current business to the millions of dollars range if you already have an agency. I always have this because I have a lot of features in magazines, right? If you don't have that, you don't need it. And then this is, this is the story now, right? Okay, so imagine. So that's the first word of my story part is imagine. And I'm trying to get them to imagine, okay? So imagine being able to log onto your computer every day, seeing deposits of $1 free, $5,000. And now I wake up with, I was playing tennis a couple of weeks ago with my buddy, and I have a sales team now, and one of them rang me like, hey, I had a question on a contract, and, I was playing tennis and answering this call from my sales girl, and she just closed a $50K contract wired into my bank account while I'm playing tennis. And that's, what is possible when you create systems and teams, right? I obviously didn't write that in here because $50,000 contract isn't real. I try and keep it somewhat realistic for everyone, but that's what can happen. And so I'm talking about basically the story here. You can go on this page and read it. You just go to my homepage, ROI Machines, Courses, Education, Social Media Marketing Agency. I have screenshots of proof, right? This is, like, you can see the date range. Okay, this is all May, and this is last year. So April and May last year. And you can see 10 gram, 5 gram, 15, 5, 10, 7, 7, 6, 7. And fast forward 6 months, this would have been about 5 times more too. This is just when we made the page. And like I said, I became best friends with celebrities, millionaires. I obviously became partners with Ty Lopez. That happened because I built an agency and a big marketing team. And we've worked with celebrities. I actually got a shout out from Akon the other day. I've helped lots of celebrities too, so it's opened cool doors there, and that paints into the story. And then this is, again, I'm painting more of the lifestyle stuff with these images, right? And we actually use copy. So, flying on a private jet to a client, speaking at one of my clients' events, 600 people there. Backstage at Mr. Olympia, that's like the fitness's biggest event because I ran marketing for some of the big bodybuilders. Quest Nutrition, I did stuff with bodybuilding.com if you're in the fitness space. I was on the LA News, spent a month in Hawaii, was in Cabo for a week and closed 20K. In Alaska for a week on a cruise, closed 50K. So, I'm just kind of showing how I'm able to travel. This is at Ty Lopez's house with Alex, Ty's partner, who I'm good friends with now. So, painting the lifestyle aspect, right, into pictures is really strong. And you have to read this copy. I'm not going to sit and read it through, but, I'm talking about the story here, okay? Adding more proof here. So, first 6 months, this is what I scaled to, $500,000. And my agency went on and did millions after that. This is me now. Still the story, right? I'm talking about me and how I grew $1 million companies. This was two of my payments from my fitness business that did over $3 million. I got voted in Forbes as one of the top marketers. Is exactly how. So, I've got a lot of story here, right? Because I'm a good copywriter and it's important. Talk more. I'm adding lots of social proof too. Hopefully you can see that, right? Because an agency is about making money and getting clients, right? I'm not talking about losing weight here. And a lot of people that want to build agencies, like maybe even some of you guys listening to this, you want the lifestyle with it, right? You want to hang out with celebrities. You want to fly on private jets. You want to speak on stage, be on the news, go on vacations to Hawaii, Alaska, Mexico, Bahamas, Bali. I hosted events in Australia, all paid for, hang out at Ty Lopez's house. Like this is what attracts my avatar, okay? And without knowing my avatar, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. And obviously money and proof of results, okay? So yeah, more proof, more lifestyle stuff because I'm talking about the lifestyle. Like that's my two biggest things for this product and my avatar is they want to make money online from their laptop with a cool lifestyle. Probably half of you resonate with that because you're my avatar. And now I talk about the opportunity. So businesses and top entrepreneurs are willing to pay you thousands. Actually, time of recording this during the coronavirus, there's never been a bigger time. We're just going to relaunch this because I have so many businesses this last week alone contacting me, wanting to hire me, but they can only afford like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. We don't get out of bed for less than $10,000 a month in my agency. And I just say, sorry, I can't help you. But the idea of this agency program is to actually get people through my course and then actually give them some of those clients. Because I feel bad, there's these stores in LA and Florida, like small stores that can afford $2,000 a month, and it's not worth it for me and my team, Rey Mysterio, client, WWE wrestler. So, you know, I'm talking about the opportunity here now. Now I'm talking about the benefits, okay? So this is exactly the benefits and what you get and how it works. You know, we're going to try and teach you to make cash from day one. I'm sure that's a benefit for a lot of you guys, is you don't want to make an agency and work 5 months with no money, right? You want to make money in the first month, and you know, that's something we try and do in there. This is me kind of breaking down the $1 million math, how to build the agency. You know, month one, the cool thing about an agency is it's recurring revenue, right? So if you do $4,000 in month one, 2 clients paying you $2,000, and then you just keep adding clients and you're not losing many. And I've allowed for some to drop off here because they will, but if this is the net you add, so if you add 2 clients a month in month one, 3 clients a month here, 2 clients a month here, 4 clients a month here, 4 here, which is easy at that point because you have a bigger team, you have testimonials. Like, you can get to $100K a month by half a year, right? And I'm not guaranteeing that. I'm just saying this is the maths if you grew at this rate, which isn't unrealistic. 4 clients a month. Like, 1 month we got 20 clients. And then, you know, look, so this is yours truly, someone, so this is me calling out my avatar, right? They want a fun and lucrative business. They want to network with the big dogs. They want an easy way to escape the 9 to 5. So I know this is my avatar. So now I'm calling out my avatar. And I have longer copy than you guys because, you know, I'm a copywriter. And then I go into the product, right? So, and I don't have a ton of social proof as testimonials here, just because when I had the page, I didn't have them ready. And we just didn't go back and update it. Now we have a ton. But so my form of social proof was me, right? It was me, and it was the revenue from the agency. So that's kind of works as social proof. Obviously, if I also added proof of other clients growing an agency, which we have now, it would be way stronger. We just didn't go back and update this page. So yeah, and then we go into what they get, right? So they get a full roadmap to grow it. They get how to manage the clients. They get how to sell and get new clients. They get all the business systems, all the SOPs I created that are worth tens of thousands of dollars. I show them how to grow a team because that's super important, and I give them a certificate. This has been super useful for people that run agencies that took this course, because a lot of people know me in the world, and if they say they learn under me, it adds a lot of social proof. And this is a cool thing. Like I said, I get clients hitting me up that can't afford me, so I just send them in a spreadsheet to people on my course. And then here's my bonus, right? So they get different courses here. So as you can see, this is like a no-brainer, I think, at least. You know, 200, and we normally sell this at $1,000. We lowered it the other day to 200 for the coronavirus. That offer finished now, but yeah, you know, for $1,000, I mean, for a business, it's still a no-brainer because that's one client. I mean, at this price, it's crazy cheap, but we're just trying to help people that were at home for the virus. Here's the results section, the guarantee section, sorry. Now I'm kind of doing an anti-catalyst. Look, this isn't for everyone, and I'm kind of calling out who it is for. And again, I'm kind of telling them, like, you have a couple of options in here. This is the FAQ. And again, this is talking about, like, the objections, right? Like, I've had an agency in the past, but I couldn't get big dog clients, right? Blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, barrier in your head, even after reading all that, is like, well, Rudy, you're famous or well-known at least. I'm not. How will it work? And look, and, you know, I'm talking about that as an objection. Look, I started and I wasn't well known. I was a personal trainer in the UK 10 years ago, so it's possible. And then an about section, and again, this is like, you know, Rudy works with celebrities, been featured in all these magazines, has 1 million followers, so establishing myself as an expert. So that's an overview of this page. I will just go to my 90-day bikini plan, because that's a really fascinating sales page, and this one's done tens of millions of dollars. Well, probably not quite that. It's done millions of dollars. I'd have to check with stats. But the fascinating part about this is some of it is anti what I just taught you, and not in a way that it's like all bad copy. It's just the sections are all messed up, right? They're all in different orders, because I wrote this like 5-6 years ago, and we came back and redid it, learning what I know now, and it never lost. Like, the new versions never lost, they just never beat it. They were always similar, okay? So we never just bothered updating it. So But I just want to show you because it does have a lot of the same elements. They're just in a slightly different sequence. So I don't have a sub-headline here. Like I said, if I started again, I would do the headline, sub-headline. But I kind of have these that function like a sub-headline. So they're talking about the benefits. Here I get into the story. So, you know, are you tired for trying to lose weight? I've helped hundreds of thousands of people. I'm a celebrity trainer and sports scientist, and now I've helped, you know, I want to help you. This is the benefits section, right? So it's very visual. This is why I wanted to show you this page, because remember, and you don't need a designer, right? Like in ClickFunnels, if you use that, you can literally add an image and then a title here, and there's a section that lets you build that out. It's super simple. So all my benefits here. Testimonials, this is what I wanted to show you. Lots of social proof on this page. This is why it does so well, even though I don't have all the key elements I probably should have. And, you know, if I was running this business full time, I would go back and redo it all the time and split test it, but I don't even run this business. Like it sits and it kind of ticks over, and I literally spend over a year. It probably averages out to 4 hours, probably 4 hours a month on this business. And look, this is my WooCommerce for it now. So it's done, you know, it's lunchtime, 11 a.m. in Florida right now. It's done $3,000 today. It did 4.5 yesterday, 6.5 day before. It's done 38 grand in the last 7 days. And like I said, I've literally spent an hour on it in the last 7 days, if that. But anyway, social proof here, right? So 4.9 stars out of 5, 100,000 members plus a guarantee. And we added this in, so you might say, well, Rudy, this is super early in, and we just split tested it. And I think because it's so cheap and it's such an obvious decision, right? It's just it's an ebook fitness, that it actually worked for us adding it in. But we didn't start that way, and we wouldn't normally do it. So here it's talking about some of the science, because it's very scientific, and it's showing some of the extra weight loss. It's talking about why it's so unique, and kind of talking about why they failed in the past and what makes this different. So unique selling points, same here and same here. So a lot on that. And then we kind of talk about all the benefits, right? And like what's included. So, and how it, you know, this copy here isn't like, oh, you get a home transformation manual that includes, but this is like extra benefit layer in here. Okay. So all this copy, this is how, you know, you want to develop your offer stack, but the copy should resell all the benefits. Okay. And it should touch on the pain points and how you're fixing them with these solutions and with your offer. And this is why it sells, right? Because for $19, you get so much crazy stuff, the Facebook group. So the long copy wasn't as needed as much here, but still a lot of the same elements. 90-day money-back guarantee, a big about section on me, more social proof, and FAQ, and more social proof, and then references. So, and then even if you go to the cart page, has more social proof, a video testimonial, more social proof results. So as you can see, I'm pulling all these key elements, more social proof, right? So hopefully there's some lessons learned from that. And yeah, hopefully this module is super helpful. Like I said, you got to spend the time on this. This is like building a whole gym and your front business. If you owned a clothing store, that clothing store would take you 6 months to build, right? Treat this sales funnel and page like that clothing store. And I'm going to give you a ClickFunnels template that breaks down all of those 10 elements in there, so you can kind of go in and write it and just do a little design, and then you'll have it. So I'm going to help you a lot, you know, but this is the hardest thing, right? That's why we charge $10,000 to build these sales funnels. I'm trying to make it as easy as I physically can. Bear in mind that I physically can't do it, right? So I've like taught you everything. I'm going to give you a template, and I've helped you break down your avatar pain points already. So we did half of it behind the scenes. So now you just got to put in the sweat equity. This is the hardest part of the 30-day course, but it's the most important, right? It's going to put you miles ahead. So spend the time, because it's so key. I don't want you to come back to me in 30 days and say, Rudy, I didn't get results. I'm like, well, send me the funnel. You send me the funnel. I'm like, well, yeah, you didn't listen to me. That's not how life works, right? I'm teaching you, so follow it. It's going to be super valuable. In 6 months, hopefully we'll meet at an event when this virus is over, and you will tell me how this changed your life and how amazing your funnel did, blah, blah, blah. So super excited for you, and I will catch you in the next module.